It is Gen Con 2015. It is Friday. It is crazy. It is packed. And we're at Paizo, and nobody's here, as you can see. I mean, seriously, pan over, take a look. Everybody is here for Pathfinder, right? See, this guy's like, yeah. Erik Mona is with me again, and last time we had a chat, we haven't chatted in a while. We talked at the Gamma Trade Show a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And you kind of clued me in on a lot of my misconceptions about Pathfinder.
Oh, good, yeah.
I'm an ignoramus.
Okay.
But you've got a lot of cool stuff. You got a big release here at the show.
Yep.
And it is Occult Adventures.
Yes.
Bring on the Lovecraft baby is what I'm thinking here.
Yeah, well, there's a little bit of that. Basically, Occult Adventures is the Pathfinder answer to psionics and psychic magic, spiritualism. The
powers that we all possess within ourselves.
Right,
normally.
we can unlock our minds, right. And so what Occult Adventures is it takes the thematics of occultism and psychics, and it puts them over the Pathfinder role-playing game in a way that works seamlessly with the way spellcasting already works. So one of the things we wanted to make sure that we did, we got around to sort of the whole psionics rule set, is not create a whole alternate spellcasting system on top of a 600-page rule book, but give people sort of mechanics that are new and innovative, but that work with the existing mechanics. So you really already know how to play the game. This is just more cool stuff for the Pathfinder role-playing game. So to that end, we've got 6 new classes in the book. We have the occultist, we have the psychic, we have the spiritualist, we have the kineticist, we have the mesmerist, and we have the medium. So just those names probably conjure some of the themes that, there's a lot of hypnotism, and there's lots of sort of the Last Airbender style manipulation of elements, right? I did a lot of work on the book myself, actually. I'm sort of, as the publisher, I say, you guys do this and do that, but this time I really got in and helped write some of the book, which I was really excited about. So there's lots of information about, the ethereal plane and the astral plane and the transmigration of the soul after death within the cosmology of a fantasy role-playing game. And the reaction so far has been really, really strong. This pile has been shrinking, and it will continue to shrink until it's gone, I suspect. So,
which
really
might
happy.
Be sometime tomorrow, maybe.
We'll see. I hope it's an hour before the end of the show on Sunday. That's my favorite time to sell out.
Wouldn't it be great if everything you had was all sold in that last hour, and they're like, pack up a truck?
Right.
No
that would be it's not going to happen, but that would be great.
It would.
That would be great.
So that's the big release here.
Yep, that's a big release for the RPG line.
Yes.
We've also got the Pathfinder Adventure Card Game.
Yes.
And the very recently released Wrath of the Righteous base set for the Adventure Card Game. That's the 3rd campaign we've done in that format now. So it's got 550 cards. It's a big $60 box set, and then every month we put out adventure decks for the campaign.
Right as rain. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's here as well. So those are the big 2 Gen Con releases for us this year.
Now, one question I would have, and I've talked to quite a few different companies here so far, did the change in the dates of Gen Con kind of mess up a little bit on a release schedule?
Yeah, to be honest, it definitely did. So Gen Con's in the end of July now instead of the middle of August.
Right.
We have traditionally released our biggest releases at the August show. So some of the stuff, like the hardcover book, we could move a month earlier, and just through the miracle of project management and starting a bit earlier, get that figured out just fine. But our monthly regular products, usually we launch a new adventure path at Gen Con. That's going to be happening next month. So that's the Hell's Rebels adventure path. We've got a shot of it. We have the first copy of it in the display case over there. But literally that's from the printer. So we're unfortunately not selling it. So the new adventure path volume is the 6th installment of the Giant Slayer adventure path, which is a just blood and thunder fantasy adventure path. It's been very popular, so people are excited about getting the final thing.
Is that almost an homage to the old, way back in the day, AD&D Giant?
Yeah, in some ways. I think that DNA is sort of baked into a lot of us.
Homage.
As gamers, and so absolutely, there's an aspect of that. but with a very much with a Pathfinder flair to it. And we've introduced a handful of our own type of giants as well, since the beginning of the basing the game off of the open game license. So we have marsh giants and rune giants and taiga giants, and there's a lot of that stuff in there as well.
Nice.
So, the Pathfinder spirit is all about sort of like taking the somewhat familiar and really making it awesome and
Putting
exciting
your
and
stamp
fresh
on it,
again.
right,
Yeah.
right.
And so
there's a reason why you guys are just blowing the doors off for the past few years.
Well, I thank you for saying that.
Well, we already
hope
talked
that's true.
that you do actually take a lot of feedback from
Very
folks
much so.
watching at home
Yep.
and say, hey, you know what, that's a great idea. We should look into that.
Absolutely. I mean, for example, with Occult Adventures, we put it up for open playtest online a year before we put out the book, and people took the classes through their paces. They were able to play playtest versions of the classes in our Pathfinder Society organized play program, which has got 60,000 players all around the world. And they've given us their feedback. And, I've got a team of really smart designers, editors, and developers. What I don't have is 10,000 brains all linked together. And so sort of going to the players and getting their feedback and being able to incorporate that into what we do, I think is a really good way of doing business. And I think that it's very helpful for us to get that feedback, because then we can make the product that appeals to our audience, which I must say isn't that difficult, because I think there's not that huge of a gulf between the audience and the people who are making the Pathfinder role-playing game. We're all gamers. I'm in 2 weekly Pathfinder campaigns. That's true of most of the staff. Virtually every night after work shuts down, we've got gaming going on in the boardroom. We're gamers, and then so as long as we kind of make what we think is right in our hearts, and we make what our players are telling us they want, I suspect people will continue to trade us money for the stuff that we make.
I have a hunch that you might be correct in that assumption.
I hope so.
Now, you had mentioned the Pathfinder Society.
Yeah.
Am I correct? Gen Con usually launches the new season?
That's right.
Okay.
Yep, and we're launching a new season this year. It just launched last night. It's called the Year of the Serpent. Ever since the beginning of Pathfinder Society Organized Play, and we're in, I think, the 8th year of it now, there's been a rival association of treasure hunters called the Aspis Consortium.
Hey, this is a family show. What kind of language is this?
Like snake, like an asp.
Okay.
One S. And so with the snake thing, we wanted to all of a sudden take the Aspis Consortium out of the background and really put them into the forefront.
Right.
So in an event that we did last night, we had over 1,000 players playing in the big Sagamore Ballroom here at Gen Con, all playing the same adventure together. Not like they're all playing the same adventure separately at the same time. They're all playing the Pathfinders at their annual meeting, the Grand Convocation. They're all gathering in the city of Absalom to share stories, and they witness a decapitation strike on the leadership of the Pathfinder Society by the Aspis Consortium. So they are very much out of the background, and throughout this year's Pathfinder Society scenarios, we'll be exploring that rivalry and really putting the society to the test.
So if folks want to get involved in that, they need to get over to their friendly local game store.
Absolutely. Game store demos. You can check out paizo.com/PFS.
A lot of comic book stores also.
Comic stores are running some games. Yep, we've got an international network of volunteer coordinators called Venture Captains, and they have gaming going on pretty much everywhere. So chances are there's a game going on in a game store or a convention near you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
One last thing I do want to mention, because I know you're like me, you're a huge fan of miniatures.
Oh my God.
You guys have
I'm too huge of a fan of
I
miniatures.
know, we talked a bit about that.
I
when
probably
we
have still not
before.
painted a miniature since we talked, but I've certainly not stopped accumulating them.
You guys have some fantastic sculpts by way of
Thank
our
you.
friends at Reaper.
Yes, Reapers, they do our metal miniatures. They do a fantastic job. They've done hundreds of miniatures for us. They've just debuted some more iconic characters here at Gen Con. We've got those at the booth. Love working with Reaper.
Yeah, they're great. And very honest, folks, they're awesome value, too. I mean, when you look what's out there in the market, for the level of detail and the fantastic sculpts they've got, they are very affordable.
And they're good people, too, which doesn't hurt.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Eric, any final thoughts you'd like to share about Paizo, Pathfinder, maybe something we didn't tackle?
Just kind of wanted to reach out to the viewers and say thank you for the support for the game. It means a lot to us. It's always fun to be at Gen Con, because you can see all the people who love the game, and they've got so much passion, and it's really a highlight for me of not just the show, but of the year, getting a chance to interact with all those fans and to answer their questions and to thank them for their support. So I guess the one thing I would say is, for those of you out there who can't make it to Gen Con, my sincere thanks for loving the game, for playing the game, spreading the word, means so much to us. And we'll see you on Paizo.com, and come to Gen Con next year. We'll see you here at the Paizo booth.
There's room for everybody. Come on, we can squeeze a few more folks in.
20 or 30. Yeah, we're not at capacity yet. Come on down.
Eric, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great show. I know you guys are blowing the doors off. You're doing fantastic.
Happy to hear you say that. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Cheers.